What is going on, guys? Ancient Reall here, bringing you another in-depth overview, this time on Hybrus' newest god, Khumbhakarna, the sleeping giant. Khumbhakarna is most commonly played in the duo lane as a guardian. However, I've seen a lot of him in the duo lane building quite tanky items, which makes him ridiculously strong. But anyway, so he is most commonly played as a guardian, and I will be showing you him in the guardian role or the duo lane. We will start Khumbhakarna off here with a Watcher's Gift. As you know, the passive on that already, when a friendly god kills a lane minion near you, also you gain the last hit bonus. Also, you gain your gold per 5 is increased by 1, so you're getting 6 gold per 5 gold, so that just helps you out a little bit in the tanky role. I chose Shoes of Focus next to give you a little bit of harass power with Khumbhakarna, as well as some added cooldowns on all of his abilities. Next, I chose to go into Sovereignty here, giving you 40 health and 65 protections, and it has the aura to help out your team there. Next, I chose Hide the Urchin in case you have a balanced attack going. The solo lane is a mage, maybe the mid lane is a mage, maybe you have a jungle Freya, and you just don't know what to build, but you also want to keep ahead of the opposing ADC or assassin, I guess, if Freya is not in the jungle. So Hide the Urchin I chose next here, and then into Bulwark in case you have a high damage mage such as Poseidon in the mid lane to just do all of his damage at once. If you have Bulwark, then you know that'll mitigate some of that. And last, I chose Breastplate of Valor to increase cooldowns and more physical protections. You also here could go Gem of Gaia or Stone of Gaia, whatever one gives you the HP, the green stone. This I'll show you right here. This one, Stone of Gaia. Stone of Gaia gives you the health just passively, which is really convenient as a tank. You could be wandering around your jungle, took a little poke in the mid lane, heading back to your dual lane, you could heal up a little bit by the time you get over there, especially with Gem, with the way his Khumbhakarna's health regains, or the way Khumbhakarna's health is, it just is, Gem could end up healing you for quite a bit there. So then later on in the game, you could probably sell Watcher's Gift for something like, I don't know, something maybe more aura. A Witchblade to slow down attack speed and increase yours, so you get to chase down a little more physical protections. Aura might work here in this situation, or Magi's Blessing into late game in case they have a lot of crowd control. In which case, after Sovereignty, I would go Magi's. And then if they're, like I said, if it was still mixed up, it would be Sovereignty, Magi's, Urchin, Breastplate, or this thing, Bulwark of Hope, and then into Breastplate last. But anyway, so balance it out there. Like again, all builds are situational, but this is a fairly common build, I would guess. Next, I chose actives, Wrath of the Gods here, because always, as a tank, you can take the most damage. You can get in and out of that situation potentially. So if you need to go for a steal or something like that, this is just huge. If you don't have this, you're not playing it Guardian right. You're not playing Guardian right at all. You're playing it completely wrong. I don't care if you're... Okay, I do care. If you're Jeff Hinla or somebody amazing along those lines of support, I guess. If you have a reason to build Fist and you're Jeff Hinla, then I'll accept that. I'll hold that. But for all of us noobs out here, 25% health or below, always Wrath of the Gods, guys. And then I chose Blink here, and I'll explain why into his skill sets. And then Health Potions for more sustain, because you need to absorb a lot of damage, so having that sustain really helps. And then Wards, as always. We will go into his overview now. He gains 100 health per level, which is really high, and amongst the Guardians, Ymir gains 104, and Athena also gains 100, so he's one of the higher. He's the top 3 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 out of 8 Guardians, the top 3 for health per level-wise. Here's Athena, and here's Ymir with 104, but back to Khumbhakarna. He gains 100 health per level, 34 mana per level. Obviously, these don't change. His attacks per second change a little bit. Damage, as you can see there, and hit progression, as you can see there. He gains 0.9 magical protections per level and 3.2 physical protections per level, 0.75 HP 5 along with 8. So this is kind of a higher base stat here, so be in mind that he can regain a good chunk of health once he gets into especially once he gets into the higher levels. MP5 here only going up 4.42 with a 4.6 overall, so nothing too special there. And now getting it, yep, high crowd control and high defense. This is totally true about Khumbhakarna, and I'll explain. Sleepy is Khumbhakarna's passive. Khumbhakarna does not die when he reaches 0 health. Instead, falls asleep. He will awaken after 8 seconds at 25% health and mana, unless hit with 6 basic attacks, plus 1 for every 5 levels. while sleeping, this passive has a 240 second or 4-minute cooldown. So every 240 seconds or 4 minutes, Khumbhakarna needs to be hit with a succession of basic attacks, or else he will get back up. He just falls to sleep. This is really awesome. Really awesome, especially in the solo lane. If you're low and you can't kill the other person, stuff like that, and you can trade. But anyway, I'll play him as a Guardian. But this is really good passive. I think at max rank, I've heard a lot that at max rank it's 9, but for 5 levels to 20, that's 4, so plus 4 to 6 is 10, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 because of some reason. So it's 9 basic attacks at max rank, which doesn't really matter because if they have an Apollo on the other team, he's just going to machine gun you down or a call E or something like that. So that's not a big deal late game, but early game, get greedy with this passive. Don't, not really kill yourself, but get greedy because it's awesome. Put it that way. This passive is really helpful in the early stage of the game, not so much in the late stage of the game, because if they group and they all go for you, you'll be laying there and they'll just, kill you. This is what I would upgrade first, and it is a line-based ability from Khumbhakarna called Throwback. Khumbhakarna sleepily runs forward. If he hits an enemy, he stops and deals damage. If he hits a minion, it throws them, dealing increased damage to each enemy they hit. And this only works on small minions. It does not work on large minions in jungle camps or in the wave. However, the hit detection on this move, if you have 3 lined up, you really have to hug the left side of the wave if the big minion's on the right, the Guardian minion. It really kind of screws you over sometimes. But anyway, damage, as you can see there, and flying minion damage is 370 plus 60% of scaling. So that can do a lot. Do not forget about that poke when you're in lane, which I will try and demonstrate when I'm playing. Next is Groggy Strike, one of Khumbhakarna's weakest moves, but also has a strong purpose. Khumbhakarna smashes down, damaging all enemies in front of them, rooting them. Has the lowest damage, excluding his Mighty Yawn, but it has a root for 1.5 seconds, so getting the root on somebody, meaning they can leap, but they cannot move freely. So this is pretty powerful, too. Now his 3 is what you max second, and you could kind of trade points maybe between Throwback and Mighty Yawn, but I'd probably go with Throwback first for the extra poke, and then into this. Khumbhakarna lets out a Mighty Yawn that mesmerizes all enemies in range. If awakened early, enemies are slowed. Khumbhakarna may use this ability while he is asleep. This is huge, because this is, at max rank, this is a 3.5 second mez. That's like being hit by Chunga's ult and being the 3rd person in the line, plus 0.5 seconds. That is an extreme mez. Apollo, if you ever feel like you're in Apollo's forever, that is a 2.3 second mez. This is a 3.5. If there's a team fight going on and you do not beat this unless you're the opposing tank, you will be bursted down before you can even cast an ability. 3.5 seconds is forever. Anyway, going in, and if you're disrupted out of Khumbhakarna's Yawn, I think if you get hit with a basic attack or another form of CC, it gives you a slow, and it's a 40% slow, and the slow duration is for 2 seconds at max rank if you get knocked out of his Yawn CC. Now, Khumbhakarna's ultimate is Epic Uppercut. It is a small dash forward, probably about half the range of Nemesis, if you've watched my video on Nemesis. Khumbhakarna moves forward and stops at the first enemy god he encounters and delivers a massive melee attack, and uppercuts the enemy directly into the air. When the enemy lands, it deals area damage and causes the knock-up to nearby enemies. Causes knock-up to nearby enemies. So he hits them up into the air just like Najal's ult. The knock-up time is 2.2 seconds, so they stay way up there, and when they hit the ground, it deals damage to them and anybody around them, causing a knock-up also to anybody around them, which is great. Here's what I would do now. Okay, anyway, I'll start off by talking about my blink. Okay, blink, you blink into a Mighty Yawn, and then you epic uppercut them as long as they don't beads your Mighty Yawn. So this can be really, with blink, he can be really powerful. After that, you can Mighty Yawn, uppercut, and then this has a long charge time. Groggy Strike, his 2, it has a really long charge time, so while they're up in the air, you can charge your Groggy Strike and root them right as they hit the ground. So the CC this guy can dish is insane, guys. It is nuts. You Yawn for 3.5, you knock them up in the air for 2.2, and then you root them for 1.5. If that's late game, they're dead. Anybody's dead. Tank, anything. That does so much damage, and it's too much to handle. So he dishes out great CC, and why I choose Blink is because this is a massive area, and it only takes about a 0.2 seconds or 0.5 seconds to proc. So it's really fast mez, or a pretty fast mez. Not as fast as Apollo, but anyway, it's a pretty fast mez. So that's why blink, and then you can AOE yawn their whole team, and it's great, guys. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for his overview, and I hope to see you guys in some gameplay. What is going on, guys? Here we are in some Khumbhakarna gameplay. I'm actually confused at the roles we had. I think we have a Bastet mid, a Zhonghui solo, a tier jungle, and then Mr. Lionman is with me in the duo. But they have a Kronos, an Ao Kuang, and an Anubis. Maybe, let's see here. And a Thor, and a Fenrir. I'm not even going to try and guess. Let's say Ao Kuang mid, and that's my only guess, because other than that, it's confusing. ADC Kronos, tank Fen, Thor jungle, Anubis solo, or Thor solo, Anubis jungle. One of the two. ADC Kronos is scary, though, if they get fed. But if they don't, then it's rip. So we will see how it turns out. I would imagine Fen tank. Yep, I think that's right. Fen tank, Ao Kuang mid. I'm not going to even say, though, because I'll be wrong when the game starts. But I'll say Fen tank, Ao Kuang mid, ADC Kronos, solo lane Thor, or solo lane Anubis, jungle Thor. That's what I'll say. I will take a guess at that. Their Fen is not connecting. And again, on our team, I think it is me and on her duo, Bastet, I know called mid, Zhonghui in the solo, and tier jungle, I think. Looks like this might be, yep, indeed it is a 4v5. I'm losing a little frame right here. There we go, came back. Gonna go ahead and get Hog here, and then go ahead and get 2 wards and 3 mana pots. Or 4 health pots. What do we got rocking here? Yep, it is indeed tier jungle, Bastet mid. Again, on her I know is in the duo with me, and then Zhonghui in the solo. Zhonghui is way out of meta right now. Oh, we have a team of 3. Is anyone in a party? I know what I said. I said, well, let's wreck face. Sex. Orgasm. That's all I'm reading. Cancer. I took a lot more damage because they weren't there. Bastet got level 2 off of that because she stole their mid camps. We're going to go ahead and wait on that. I'm down to wait on that. So now let's see what they got here. They got a team that does some things. They have their Kronos, Thor, and Anubis are all in a party. So Kronos, Thor, and Anubis. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna back off here because they have a lot of damage early, so that's not cool. Get that minion snipe. Good slow. He's got to be careful though yet not to stand in the Anubis junk. We just get massively outpushed by an assassin and I can put a little bit of poke on him with my belly flop. I just call it a belly flop. It's not actually a belly flop, obviously. I might go first item Urchin just to deal with Anubis Thor because they have all sorts of different stoof. We gotta stay close though to get to the experience, to get the XP. Best got both mid camps though, so that is going to be huge. Okay. Crazy man. That was a good attempt if he could have hit him with that They got our blue buff though, which really sucks because that's less XP. A lot less XP for us. Nice job. Anubis has his ult here, so that's something to be in mind of. I'll go ahead and get second form of Mez. This Honor is playing quite good though. He's just a smart player. He knows when to impale and do all that stuff. But if Anubis ults him, he's dead. I can't do anything until we get a gank. I got 5. I'm 5. I'm down with that. Just let them know. They got a camp mid lane now. Tried to hit him with it. You're getting greedy. Nice jump through. Oh, rip. I'm gonna go ahead and enemy's missing right. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I said earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and get Oh, I can't even get Urchin. Yeah, I'll go into boots right away. I don't really want to because it's a little risky, but I'll get health pots and such. But I'll get hog too, so I can hog a little more often. We can put some harass on right lane. But in the end game here, right now they can clear like crazy. But Thor and Anubis late game against the carry, all my carry has to do is land one crit and kill him. So best that can just wreck. Nice job. Always rotating for mid camps is good. Unfortunate that I had to take that kill there, but I did, so. Go ahead and steal that up. Nice job over and right. Oh, Fen must have got him. Yep. I was gonna say they're dead over here, but I might want to go. I don't know what to do. I'll get Hog 3 now though, and I'll get a blink, so I can save if I can save. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a health pot here. I'm going to go ahead and get another purchase of Blink here. That was unfortunate that I died there. But they used a lot to kill me, so I'm okay with that, I guess. Best that hits hard. If she just lashed him right there, that would have probably done a considerable amount of damage. Ooh, but to your Blink. Good game. Wow, I'm really kind of surprised this rendered. Well, that was frickin' short and kind of disappointing. I apologize, guys. GG. Well, I really didn't want a short one, but I'll be honest with you guys. Here's what happened in the last one. The last one, I got a... at one point in the game. We won the last one, and it was a good win, and it was kind of even in the late game. But I could have played better. That was the problem. I just played a really poor Khumbhakarna in the one that I had that was a lot longer. So I needed to record a new one, and I apologize for making this so short, but I just couldn't help it. I've just played such a poor tank role in that last one that I just felt guilty. So here's my new Khumbhakarna. Again, I super apologetic that it's so short. I know a few of you like much longer gameplays, but Khumbhakarna in a nutshell, he's just a CC machine, guys. You blink in and you CC, and then you use your ult to knock him up, and then you root them in place or hit them with your belly and do a considerable amount of damage to allow for your carries like Bastet, Tyr, or on her, whoever, to get your kills to get your kills for you. But anyway, here's how to play him. He's just a CC machine. You go in, you CC. Again, unfortunate, but we had a mid lane mage and an assassin in the in the duo lane, so it's kind of hard to push out any without risking my on her's life. If I was Odin, I could have leaped in and done a bunch of damage. But anyway, guys, that's Khumbhakarna for now. I may try and get a new one up later on when I'm done doing everybody or the whole 53, 55 gods by the time I catch up with the release of the gods. But anyway, I'll try and maybe do a better one later. But this is all I got for now, and huge apology, guys. But I hope you did enjoy, and I hope to see you in the next video.